Welcome to Top Recruits Now podcast, sponsored by Athlete Advantage. We want to, thank Athlete Advantage for helping to sponsor the college bus tour. You're going to see a lot of the film coming out shortly, so look forward to it. Today, one of our top recruits that we're speaking with is Mr. Cai Bates. Kai, tell the people what school you go to and what your position and year and all that stuff is.
Hand on the game, we are not playing the same. No, we not looking to change. Hand on the road, they think we lacking the drive. Boy, you should stay in your lane. Foot on the gas, I do not care if I crash, as long as I stick to the plan.
Yeah, I'm Cai Bates. I go to Edgewater High School. Play cornerback. Just switched over from receiver not too long ago, but I've been playing cornerback for a while. Right now, I'm the number 11 cornerback and 107 in the nation right now.
That's through Rivals 247 on 3.
247.
Okay, that's good stuff. So you deserve it. Probably one of my better kids. Tell the people a little bit about your GPA.
I have a 3.9 GPA right now.
All right, 3.9. That's pretty impressive, man. That means you're taking the classroom seriously.
Yes, sir.
So keep that up. I know your mom and grandma, so I know they don't play. Grandma almost spanked me one time. That's another story. But even though I know you've been in Orlando a while, but I also know. Tell the people where you're originally from, and then tell them where you kind of stayed in the Orlando area.
I was actually born in Alabama, in Birmingham, Alabama. My dad's side of the family is from Alabama. Born there, raised here in Carver Shores with my grandma. Grew up with my grandma from about kindergarten all the way to 8th grade. I actually moved back 8th grade year to spend some time with my dad. Did my 8th grade year there, and then came back 9th grade spring. Actually won state at Pennsylvania Valley my 9th grade year.
Okay.
Played JV and varsity my 8th grade year. Played behind JaQuincy McKinstry, call him Kool-Aid. So played behind him. Won state my 9th grade year. Came back 9th grade spring, and just been at Edgewater ever since.
So tell me, you had a dude named Kool-Aid. Did you know how you got the name Kool-Aid?
His smile, telling me he smiled like the Kool-Aid man.
All right, see, I was about to, I'm about to date myself because that's how we used to say to dudes like back in the day, man, you got that Kool-Aid smile because they was smiling with the little honeys back in the day. So that's what we used to say. But tell the people, man, a little bit about who inspires you. Like, it doesn't have to be a football person, just, who inspires you to just try to be great.
I really say my grandfather, just his story, just him. He was actually an athlete at one time, actually, and him, just everything that he went through and just how solid he is. And he's still around today, just guiding me through everything. So I really look up to him a lot.
Where did he play? Where did he play and where did he play at?
He played football in Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah, and he actually was in college, and he got drafted out of college to go to the Vietnam War.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that was serious back then. A lot of guys didn't have the opportunity. So tell me, though, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? What made you decide to become a football player? I know you hoop a little bit. You couldn't beat me, but that's another story. But tell the people why you decided to go with football.
I mean, really, it was my passion. I just want to be the person to change my family tree, honestly. I just know I'm not always the most fortunate people growing up, but I just want to be the person to really change my family tree. Just make sure all my people from now on just don't have to want for anything.
Well, that's good. I do know your people, and you come from a solid stock, like they say. Your mom and grandma are very solid. Grandma, man, she reminds me of my grandma. She's good people. So don't, I know that, you're going to take care of everybody financially, but you have something that people will never be able to take away, which is good people. And, you can't have enough of them in your life.
Yes, sir.
Big thing now, I know you've been recruited. You say you're 107. So who's recruiting you so far? Name some of the schools. You have quite a few.
Kentucky, Louisville, Alabama, Colorado, Penn State, Ohio State, Tennessee, FSU, Miami, Missouri, a lot of schools. Just
and you probably forgot a few, which is good. Let me ask you this, because I know this is always uncomfortable. Do you have a top 5 yet?
Not right now. I'm not sure of a top 5, but there's schools that I communicate with a lot more often than other schools, and especially the bus tour gave me an opportunity to kind of weed out schools that just looking out, taking notes, and kind of weed out schools that I want to make decisions on later on.
I'm gonna get on the bus tour later, so for certain. But is there anyone that I would say that you would like to be offered by that you haven't been offered by?
Southern California.
Oh, USC, why?
Yeah, just that whole side of The world really just that West Coast. I just feel like it's a whole different ball game out there, especially the Pac-12. Me playing cornerback, they throw the ball a lot, so just a room for a lot of opportunity. I just feel like it's a whole different area, just a different style of football out there.
I agree. I think the Pac-12 is definitely open. I'm gonna make that call for you when we get off the line. They got some good people out there.
Yes, sir.
Uh, let me see. Let me ask you this: who's the best player you played against? Who's been the best player you played against so far, like in high school or if 7-on-7 or whatever, to where you like, man, that guy's pretty good.
Mm.
And you play both sides of the ball. So give me a defensive guy and give me an offensive guy.
I would say defensive guy. I have to say probably Jakeem Jackson. He got the same story as me as well. Offensively, just playing offense, a guy that I had to guard. I probably have to say one of the Tampa Bay Tech receivers. They had a really good receiving core. So just guarding all of them, they had a really good receiving core. Definitely a challenge, and that was actually one of my breakout games. So they had a good receiving core.
Yeah, y'all played them in the playoffs, right?
Yes,
That
sir.
was a big game. I remember that one. All right, and then one of the things that I want to make sure of that you brought up, who do you pattern your game after? Who do you think your game is similar to?
I would say just I would say like a Trayvon Diggs, Sauce Garner type of guy in my build, especially Trayvon Diggs, his storyline, playing receiver as well. Then switching over to cornerback. I just feel like some of the things that come from playing receiver, some of the traits that you have for playing receiver kind of just give over to my game as well.
That's good. Hey, and then definitely I wanted you to talk a little bit about your time at Edgewater, some of the things that you've learned, some of the players that you played with, that went on to play college football. So just tell people a little bit about that, like that the Edgewater experience.
Yeah, I came to Edgewater in my freshman spring. I started playing receiver there as well. They definitely welcomed me, open arms. Really hard coaching, but it's really like similar to college. So he was actually at college coaching for a while. So it's definitely preparing you for college and just really tough, but it's tough love and he gives it to you real. So I just feel like that's really big. And a lot of people I play with, Cedric Baxter, challenging him, playing in practice all the time, just knowing he's gonna be tough to tackle every time he run around. So that's just big and things that you can learn from the people that are already there before you going off to college. They come back, give you speeches, talk to you, tell you what it really is like in college. Because I mean, the recruiting process is just what they want you to hear. So just tell you what it's really like in college so you get a good inside look.
Yeah, I can honestly say I like the brotherhood that I've seen at Edgewater between those guys. I like how Coach Duke does a tremendous job of making sure you guys feel like a family. Like I said, is taking the time to come back on the bus tour that we talked about a little while ago. You said you learned some things. I remember tell people a little bit about more about what you learned, and I'm going to definitely follow up with Christian Leary and what kind of words of advice did he have for you on the bus.
I just learned a lot. I mean, a lot of time Coach Duke talks about even after football, just using football to your advantage and just taking football as far as you can. He tells us all the time football is something that you do, not who you are. So I mean, he preaches us to that every day. So he just teaches us life lessons that football will teach you. Get hit, get back up, playing through nicks, everything like that. He just preaches that to you every day. You won't ever go by a day without him telling you football is what you do, not who you are. So
Yeah, he's a good man. I can honestly say that. He had a second baby while we were on the bus, and we were in constant communication because he wanted to know how his kids were doing.
yes, sir.
We got to see Christian Leary on the bus. He's a kid that probably was the fastest kid in Florida, no doubt. COVID hit. Chris ended up going to Alabama, transferring. He was at Georgia Tech. We have film of Chris talking, but if you could just tell the people, some of the words of wisdom that he gave you guys while you were there, and I know that he gave to the other kids while we were on the bus.
The main thing he was saying to us is go where you're wanted, go where you're needed, not go where they want you. Because every college is gonna make it seem like they want you, but go where you're really needed, and don't go for a logo. Go for where you really feel like you'll fit in, where you can actually see yourself playing and producing for a program.
Yeah, because it wasn't just Chris. We also, when we went to Maryland, you heard that same thing echoed by Jordan Phillips, because I think both of them chose the schools initially because of the logo. But I think now, they're going to be at schools that they're going to be very, very successful
Right.
because they both are going to be playing and they're going to be doing the things that made them the top recruits that they were. All right, so with that being said, man, I ain't going to keep you all day. We'll make this real short and sweet. Uh, if you go to dinner with one person, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I would say probably one of my favorite artists, Kendrick Lamar. like just intellectually, like he just broad. His music, listen to his music, everything he talk about, just a real wide spectrum of things he talking about, just really deep into anything, the industry, music industry, just life, anything.
He's one of the few young rappers that I can get behind. LA dude, so got to get you out there, so if USC takes a look at this, which I'm going to make sure they do, then let them know that they can get Kendrick Lamar to come and holler at you. So with that being said, man, I appreciate you coming to chop it up with me, man. If you need anything, I'm always here. And like Coach Duke, what I admire about Coach Duke and like the things that I've taught you before is big enough. For one thing, though, I forgot to ask you. You played in the Legends game. What was your experience like in the Legends game this year, which is the only junior showcase for football players in the state of Florida?
It was a great experience, just from where we were staying to the practices and the competition we were playing, just letting you know that everybody's a ball player. Like everybody there was a ball player. It was a great competition, so the game was definitely really fun. Just going against some of the top recruits in your area, so I had a good time.
Yeah, that was all the top recruits in the state, so it was really good. Hey, man, I appreciate you more than you know. Thanks for everything, and if you need me for anything, let me know always.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Peace.
Yeah.